Dontale Mays versus Roque Martinez. We got minus 200 on Dontale Mays and plus 170 on Roque Martinez. Let's start off with Roque Martinez, who's actually coming off a loss to Alexander Romanov, and he took that fight on super short notice. If most people remember, that was the week where Alexander Romanov, the week before, was actually supposed to fight Rogerio de Lima. De Lima comes down with the vid, and next week, the UFC is quickly able to get to Roque Martinez to come over, pass all of his COVID tests and then go in there with Alexander Romanov. And I think people underestimated his durability, myself included. Going into that Romanov fight, it had been close to 10 years since Martinez had been stopped, excluding the elbow cut that he got, or sorry, the cut on his forehead that he got from Crow Cop, which again, in my opinion, if you guys remember me breaking it down last time, I didn't think it was the worst cut out there. So, luckily for Krokop, he was able to pick up the victory there. But that wasn't a bad cut at all. Considering what we've seen in the past, that was not a bad cut. Anyway, so Romanov goes out there, arm triangle chokes him with not much time left in the second round. A lot of people expected him to go in there in the first, or Romanov to go in there in the first round and absolutely dust him. And yeah, he got him down. He slammed him a bunch of times, had a bunch of submission attempts as well too. But Roque Martinez did a good job of just staying out of pretty much everything, surviving pretty much. But he had no answer for what Romanov was throwing at him. This is a better fight for him in terms of being able to showcase what he's actually about. It's still tough to really get a read on how good, if at all, this guy is. He's 34 years old, so this is probably the peak he's going to be at. But his victories haven't really been the most impressive. Like his last three victories alone are over opponents with a combined record of 30 and 29. I mean, not to mention the last two wins that he has are over guys that were, 40 plus years old. In terms of his style, he doesn't seem like a guy that rushes his strikes or anything like that. He's more of a decision heavyweight type of guy. Yeah, he has a couple finishes on his record too, but he doesn't really do anything with too much emphasis. Doesn't seem to have crazy power either. So that's something to keep in keep in mind. He seems durable. He seems like he could take a punch. Seems like his belly could take a punch too. But in terms of like anything that really jumps out of the page, I mean, nothing crazy. And nothing crazy either for Dontale Mays, who's coming off a loss to Rodrigo Nascimento, where in my opinion, he showed some pretty poor fight IQ. He got taken down in that first round, did a good job of getting back to his feet, avoiding any submissions. But in that second round, for some reason, he's hanging out and clinch with Nascimento for some goddamn reason. And then we see Nascimento pull off a beautiful trip, immediately gets the back and pulls off a rear naked choke. And what I find funny is actually, if you look in the background, Dana White literally just takes a seat as Nascimento starts to get this fight to the ground and pull off that rear naked choke. So good timing on Nascimento to wait for the boss to come in and then pull off that choke. But in terms of Mays' game, he's mainly a striker, decent takedown defense, but that was definitely challenged in that Nascimento fight. I'm not 100% sure that Martinez is going to want to go out there and take this guy down either. I think this is mainly going to be a striking battle, and you got to say, just based on their physiques alone, that Dontale Mays would probably win this by being able to be a little bit more agile, moving a little bit more, and throwing the better shots. But Martinez might be able to surprise some people here too. I am not at all in favor of playing Dontale Mays in that minus 200 range, or worse than minus 200. If anything, I think the value side is on Martinez here. He might be able to surprise some people. And a lot of people want to shit on him strictly due to his physique, but, he has managed to accrue a record of 15-6-2 leading into this fight. And he's gone out there 23 times and come out victorious 15. So that is, that's definitely impressive for sure. I'm just not sure what kind of approach he's going to take in this fight with Mays. Like, whether he wants to go for a takedown and try to lay on top of Mays, he's definitely going to have a size and or at least a weight advantage. Last time around, Dontale Mays weighed in at 241, and obviously, Martinez came in at 258. So not really 264, but definitely a big dude at 5'10 with a 72-inch reach. And then we got Mays at 6'6 with the 81.5-inch reach. So obviously Mays is going to be much bigger in terms of the size, but in terms of the weight and how heavy somebody's going to be, is probably going to be Martinez. So it will be a little bit more difficult for Martinez to close the distance and really get his shots off, as long as Mays is able to stay consistent with his movement, keep his feet moving. and then just landed shots from outside. But I can't trust his fight IQ, especially considering how we did last time against Rodrigo Nascimento. Messing around in a position where Nascimento was able to convert it into a takedown and then pull off a submission. So yeah, I don't trust either guy here. I will lean with Mays just due to him being the much bigger guy size wise. I've seen him move well. Seen him defend enough takedowns. Obviously on the regional scene, not so much on the UFC scene. But yeah, in terms of a bet, I don't see it. Even the fight doesn't go to decision. I think actually think that line just dropped. So let's take a look at that real quick. Where is it? Dontale Mays. Fight doesn't go to decision is minus 385. This could absolutely go to the decision. I mean, with both guys playing it kind of safe, Roque Martinez not really being a crazy knockout artist, and Dontale Mays, just wanting to stay away as much as possible. Plus 265 for the fight goes to decision is not bad. I'm actually interested to see whether it's going to be 1.5 or 2.5. Because if it's 1.5, I would probably look at betting the over there, depending on what kind of number we get. So I do like Mays in this. Not so much to make a bet though, but I will keep my eye out definitely for the over 1.5 in this spot. So once again, I'm going to take Dontale Mays to win this fight via decision.